kids? It's Mark Miller here. Look at my head. That's not any good. I wonder if I can adjust the camera here on this at all. Looks like I cannot in the time we need. That's a little sad. Can I zoom out at all? No, that's as far out as I can go. That's not good. Well, let's try this. Not bad. Hey, welcome Codebase Alpha. How you doing? Glad you're here. I'm just making some adjustments here. Crazy start this morning. I'm starting about 15 minutes late. I reboot my machine. Everything's working. I come back after the reboot and my, here, let me just lower my bottom third right here. So it kind of goes right underneath me. And my camera's not working, my new camera. It's I'm using the CamLink hardware from Elgato, I'm a tad quiet. Good to know. Let me give me a second. I'll bump that up. Chicka 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 chicka. Yeah, look at that. Everything kind of just changing on a restart. Give me a second here. I'm going to make my drone explode. How's that? The volume a little bit better? Looks like it's good right there. Thanks for that. Let's take our active, our follower count and move it down as well. It's funny, I did all this before I started. Then after starting, these were all up a bit. And I think what's happening is the camera is somehow changing a little bit with signal, and then it's being adjusted and it moves everything. And anyway, now as a result, I'm sitting lower than I normally like to sit. Yeah, Codebase Alpha is much better. Excellent. Rory is not with us. Let's start some music up. He's not with us for right now. We'll get the music up. Jetsam says, sounds good to me. I didn't see Jetsam's intro, though. Why is that? We just got music working. Why didn't Jetsam get an intro? Think I'm going to go up just a little bit here. Well, there we go. So is the drone explosion. Let's look at that. How's the music now? Show's going to be awesome now that Jetsam's here. How's the volume of the music? Just barely hear it. Let's see what I got here. Let me look at my channel here. I got desktop audio cranked all the way up. I got my audio going up. I think it's related to my audio. Why would that be so low? Just turn up the boom box. All right. Wonder if this is. I bet that cranked it up. See how that works. Okay, and we got Jetsam's fanfare. All right. So I made some good progress since we last spoke. I'm going to turn down the volume a little bit on the music here. kind of show you where we are now. Actually, let's start up the D&D app. And yeah, made some good progress. Very cool stuff is going on now. And I'll kind of show you some of it. One of the things that's happening here in features is we're essentially implementing the rules of Dungeons & Dragons in the features. We have key events here across the top. On activate, on deactivate, on player starts turn. Oh, let me get that clock out of the way here. Let's go fix that, shall we? That's in the Dragon Back game. I think I got a favorite section over here I added to CodeRush's code places. Yeah, here we go. That's what I want to change. I'm going to make that screen height instead and make this 0 instead, right there, the offset X. And then with that, I can come in and refresh the Dragon Back overlay. And that clock will now appear down over here to my right. There it is. And it's behind the chat window in this particular screen. I could move it up one like that. And there we go. You can see it. Let's initialize player data. So here's our app right here. We're going to initialize player data. I'm not sure if this is going to break or not, because I was making...
Copperbeardy is in the house.
All right, I Love Puppies shows up with this link. That looks awesome. Sweet. Speaking of I Love Puppies, Pyrocat. I haven't seen Pyrocat in about a week, I think. But Pyrocat came in and had such an awesome handle. I was like, let's create a fanfare for Pyrocat. And I worked on it just for a few minutes this morning, getting almost done with that. I've finished all the video for it, and now I'm just going to lay down the sound on it. And I think it's going to be really funny, and hopefully we'll see Pyrocat showing up later this week, and Pyrocat will be able to see it. All right, so we initialize the player data. That loads in all these different pieces out here. Let's do this. Let's go get out on the players page over here. So this is what you'll see when we're playing the game. Let me get rid of the background and turn on the back monitor here so you can see the monitor here still in the background. We'll go ahead and hide that scroll bar, the scroll, like that. And here's what we've got that's really, really cool. So Fred, Fred is here. Fred, let's see. Can Fred say hi? Fred, can you say hi, buddy? Can you give a little thumbs up? There you go, Fred. Good job. So Fred, over there to my left. Uh-oh. I got to go look at that. I haven't gotten into Codeman Code's story on Discord. Worldwake says, ahoy, hoy. Worldwake, thanks for being here. Glad to have you. Roy's not with us right now. He's going to join us in about an hour. So normally he's with us for the hard stuff, and then after that we do the fun stuff when he leaves. At least that's what we tell him. But he's going to join us a little later today. Top of my head, apologies. It's just so big for this. I have to adjust the camera, but it's going to take too long. So you're just going to have to deal with part of me being invisible today. So check this out. This is super cool what we've got here. So Fred is a barbarian, and he's got a feature called Wild Surge Rage. So that feature is defined here in my features spreadsheet. Wild Magic Surge, is that it? Or no, wait. Well, let's go look at the players. And we'll go look at it. Fred, features, Wild Surge Rage. Yeah, that's what it's called. Wild Surge Rage. So these are the list of the features, and the features are defined over here. Let's go look for Wild Surge Rage. Why aren't these in alphabetical order? Oh, they are. Look, it's just so big I didn't see it. It's right down here. Okay, so there's Wild Surge Rage right there. And it requires activation. Its activation time is 1 bonus action. Shortcut name is Wild Surge Rage. These 3 right here give us a button right there so that we can now click this button to go into rage mode. World Wake. Excellent. Machine learning engineer. Holy cow, that sounds like fun. World Wake got a job. The search is finally over. That is so awesome, World Wake. Exciting. Yeah, machine learning sounds like fun. All right. So World Wake is happy. Excellent. Let's celebrate with some of this.
You won!
Oh, it looks like I turned off. Whoa, geez. Gosh, they're so close. World Wake, congratulations. All right, let's get back over here. And I need to turn on the drone game here so that it'll reload and we'll get that music going again once that's up. Is that loaded already? It looks like it did. Yeah, nice. Okay. So there's some music there. Okay, shortcut available when. This right here determines whether or not we see the shortcut. This shortcut, we see it now, so I think we're good. It's basically checking to see, hey, if this variable get rages, let's zoom in on that, is less than the barbarian rages per rest. So whatever rages we have remaining, or I'm sorry, how many we've used, if that's less than how many we get per rest, then we'll see it, and we have to not be in a rage. All right? In rage is declared over here in properties, right here. We're just checking for a variable called getRage. This underscore is a custom variable added by the spreadsheet, and our expression engine parses it and gets it and understands it. So back over here in features, this is going to determine when the button is available, which means if we go into a rage right now, the button should go away. Let's test it. I clicked it, and it went away. Sweet. And there's that. Now why oh, you know what? I didn't see a roll because I think I need to refresh my dice layer. And after I refresh it, I'll have to reinitialize the data. Let's go do that. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is super cool what's going on here with the interface. So we switch to Fred again. Wild Surge Rage is here. Let's click on it. We click on it. There goes the Wild Surge roll. Depending on the roll, we switch scenes. Okay, and we've used up one of our rages, which you can see right here. Right? This is super cool. This is the interface control we built last week. I can turn them on by clicking all the way over here. Now I'm noticing a performance problem here. The performance problem, I have a suspicion in terms of what's caused by it, but it's basically taking about 1.5 seconds to show me the change. And there we go. I've used them all up. Let's get rid of the one. Now, about less than a minute ago, we started our rage. Notice down here. What the heck happened? Oh, I know what's happened. In the middle of Sex Positive's fanfare, the program, the rage ended. And when it ended, we got the button back up here, and down here, rages was set to false, right there. Sex Positive, welcome, and Sex Positive comes in with, do we really need the puff of smoke when the scroll rolls up? I don't know, kids.
Lady McLovnuts!
Let's see what happens when we hide the scroll. Yeah, we do. We really do. Sex Positive, hope you're doing well, says Copper Verity. I hope you are too. Sex positive is, uh-oh, she's in a rage. Says Coach Beta Alpha. Better not be. No, she's good, I think. I let sex positive sleep in this morning. Dad took the kids to school. I think sex positive had a good night's rest, and so she's probably feeling pretty good. So sex positive says overkill. Jetsam says obviously. Yeah, that's the company name, Overkill Productions. Okay, so back over to Fred. So we've got 3 rages right here. So the cool thing about this here is, let me take one away. Let me kind of just manually take one away. Let's go in and do it. Oh. Sex positive got 2.
Sex positive is in the house.
Wonder how sex positive got 2 fanfares this morning. Michael Jolly says, good morning, friends. Hey, Michael. You know, every time I see Michael, I just think, I will never be as good as that guy. That guy is so good. He is like everything I could be if I was as good as he was. That's who he is. But the cool thing I did is I started saying, well, let's start looking at our custom data, our custom state that we're maintaining. Tacos. Yeah, I don't see tacos coming in. Coding Gorilla is out there saying hi. Coding Gorilla, good to see you as well. Coding Gorilla is also on my list of folks who I want to build a fanfare for. Michael says, too kind, all untrue but kind. I don't think so, buddy. If it's untrue, then I am not a good judge of character. In which case, that's an insult, sir. You forget yourself. Take out my white gloves and slap your face. So I've got my custom data for my character right here. So as different features of Dungeons and Dragons are activated or deactivated or running, we'll see the custom data associated with each player down here at the bottom. If we go over to Merkin, let's see. Nothing right now. What happens here? I don't know what's going to happen. Are we going to see anything? So here's my spell slots. If I cast a spell, like let's do Melf's Minute Meteors, how many meters I want to shoot out? I'll shoot out 2. And then I'll roll the attack. So now immediately look at what happens. Let me hide the scroll so you can see it. Check out over here. Immediately as I cast that spell, I get all kinds of things are updating over here, including stuff just the spell needs that are defined in the spreadsheet right here. So it's very, very cool stuff. I think, at least I'm excited about it, right? All of these things are all defined from the spreadsheet, and it impacts the UI right here. When we roll the attack, we'll see our 3rd level spell slot taken up, because I think I clicked on the slot at 3 right here. Right now, everything's good because we haven't rolled it yet, but once we roll it, what's going on? Oh, we're on the wrong page. Let's switch over. Sorry, that's the page, kids. Getting a little crazy in here. Okay. Damage 16. Right there. And so I've rolled it. I now have Melf's Minute Meteors now available as a bonus action right here. And so now I can cast that as well. Notice my meteor count's now down to 4 right here. I have like several more of these available. It looks like I need to refresh my data. Yeah, it looks like I lost that. That was, yeah, Sex Positive says, that was my proposal video. Yeah, I got it. It was very cool. Want to see it, kids? I'll have to refresh everything afterwards. Sitting on a slippery slope, he and his friend, the straw man, Will Bennett. Why aren't we getting Will Bennett's intro over here? We've seen the others. Let's give it to him while we read it. Ah! On fire! Sitting on a slippery slope, he and his friend, the straw man, had a delicious supper of red herrings. Then they had their cake and ate it 2 bites at a time. Used Mark's white glove to wipe the corners of their mouths after he smacked Michael Jolly. It's Will Bennett. Will, thanks for coming in. Somehow I broke something, and I'm not sure what's going on with what I broke. Can we, let's see what we got here. Does music work? Whoa!
Michael Jolly is in the house.
No, watch out, no. Michael, pull up, for gosh sakes. All right. I don't know why Will didn't get his fanfare. I almost have a feeling he's going to get it in a second. Go, Mr. Announcebot, you're drunk. Yeah. So pretty cool stuff here. Did we reinitialize the data? I'm not sure if we did or not. Let's see.
Merkin.
Yeah, it looks like we did. Okay. Let's go back over into players. And can I roll some dice here? Is that going to work? If I throw something out, looks like it will. Okay, cool. WorldWake subscribed to becoming a better developer. All right, cool, WorldWake. I think I'm not sure if I'm going to make you a better developer, but I think we're going to have some fun, hopefully. I think we're doing cool stuff. I think we are. I'm excited that all of this UI is being driven by the spreadsheet. So that's very cool. If we do one more time, let's try casting Melf's minute meteors again. Boom, send out 2. Good. So, by the way, notice my meteor count. Let's hide it. I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see it. My meteor count is 6. I haven't sent any meteors yet because I need to roll the attack. Once I roll it, boom, it drops to 4 right there. There's the 4. And we're ready to go. So some sweet stuff is going on here. Yeah. Will Bennett, WorldWake's very happy. Was in a negative place for a long time. I had a bad job too. Yeah, that's not good. We've got some automatic die rolls are happening right here. We're looking for this is the wild magic roll that Merkin has to do after he does a regular roll that casts a spell first level or higher. So that's just kicking in automatically. If that becomes a 1, then wild magic kicks in. So the cool thing is as I start casting more spells, let's cast Chaos Bolt again, run the attack. What happens is we start getting things removed automatically. So notice 3. Is Frackberg in? Frackberg's in. Happy Tuesday, Mr. Rush. Something's going on with our scene switching. Now you escaped it today. All right, one more time and watch what happens when we get all the way up to the 3rd level. We cast it one more time, run the attack, and now we lose all our 3rd level spells. They're all gone up here, which is cool. Now we can only cast 2nd level. We can only cast spells in the 2nd slot or the 1st slot. Oh, we got doubles. Yeah, let's roll it again. So the rules of Dungeons and Dragons are, yeah, the rules of Dungeons and Dragons are being put inside. Yeah, no, it looks like Frackberg has totally escaped it today. No need to worry about that. And yeah, so cool. Watch as we fill these up, we start losing other spells. And when I do this, we lose all our 1st level spells. We still have that bonus action of Melf's minute meteors. And if we come over here and zoom in, our meteor count's still at 4. Melf's minute meteors last for 10 minutes, which means, and you can see the effect around me, if I advance the clock 10 minutes, boom, it goes away and the spell is gone. Very cool stuff. Also, we're sending data to the Dungeon Master as well. Text messages to the Dungeon Master that say things like, the spell is dispelled. That sort of thing. Do you want to break concentration? Yeah. At least dump the antimatter drives before. Have data give you a hand, says Will Bennett. I think we might be crossing genres, Will. Don't cross the genres. Okay. So where was I? I was writing code in Google Sheets this morning for Wild Surge Rage. I was writing this one right here. This is what I wrote. So, just entered Wild Surge Rage. Well, I said that. Let's see. Let's go look at that. What's going on with that? Right here. So when the feature's activated, I'm going to set that to true. That means we're going to see it down over here for Fred's character.
Fred.
when we enter it. Well, we might see it, but it'll probably be a true for a second. And yeah, we'll see it. And then when the roll is complete, we're going to set it to false right here. So here we're just checking to see, is it true? If it is, then we're going to check to see what we got from the roll. We're making this call to get roll, which does not exist yet. Got to fix that. Got to add that. And I think tell_dm is all working. And we're just grabbing some strings that I defined over here on the properties page. Wild Surge Necrotic comes in and says, hey, necrotic energy bursts from first name. Each creature within 30 feet takes 1d10 to necrotic damage. Notice down here, I added properties for pronouns. So we know the pronouns, and so the Dungeon Master is going to get these. And maybe the viewers as well, right? Maybe the folks listening in are going to see these as well, right? We could send those out to the chat room pretty easily to keep everybody informed in terms of what's happening. So these are just basic strings. And look, right at the beginning, I've just defined them like an interpolated string. And our expressions engine is going to go in and replace using the rules that we built into the expression engine. So it's going to look for a property called first name on the player. I mix metaphors. I'm allowed to mix sci-fi. Maybe sci-fi? I think that's what they changed to, I think. Okay. All right. Back over to features. So I need to define get roll, and I also need to define add reminder. I haven't done these yet. But before I do that, let's wait till Rory comes. Let's do something before I do this. Let's create something, a test case that checks to make sure that every single event we've got or expression that's inside of here can be evaluated without error. I want to detect these two errors first, get roll and add reminder. So let's export these. And let's put those in the features CSV. And let's also take the properties and export that as well. Now, the thing about this is I'm pretty sure these changes alone won't be detected if we just run in and reload. If we just come in here and say reload data, I think everything's going to work. Mr. AnnouncerBot is sleeping. Why is that? Yeah, I don't know why that is. Let's restart it. My theory is, well, I don't know. We'll restart it. Here comes, hold on a second. I got to shut down every instance of Chrome. Boom. Start it up. Which repo is this D&D thing? It's in the AnnouncerBot. Yeah, it is. So that Mr. AnnouncerBot has got everything in it, is what it does. But they're broken down into different projects. I've not checked any of these latest changes this morning, so I owe you a check-in. All right, we are starting back up. Let's go back in. I'm going to refresh everything here.
Will Bennett is in the house.
There's my Will Bennett. Dragging back overlay, drag in front overlay, refreshing. Drone game, we're going to lose music, sorry kids. That makes me sad. There it is again. I'm teasing you guys. All right, and then the 3D dice. Let's refresh that. Refresh the cache of the dice. Okay. And then back to what I was saying. Let's see. Do we have music now? Let's see if we can get some music. And Mr. AnnouncerBot. No music. Why is that? We are running. Do we have scene switching? If I type in fixed with an exclamation.
Fixed.
We have scene switching. Oh, the music is because the is not playing yet because we're still loading. I've noticed this before, that if I that sometimes a reload will get just stuck. And if I just come in and refresh it one more time, it'll get past it. Well, I say that. Here's Alucard right here. This is like our floating skull. I'll put this guy like right over here right now. Alucard, we found out after playing like 2 or 3 games with this guy that he was Dracula spelled backwards. The Dungeon Master thought he was so clever. And we were like, what? It's been Dracula the whole time. We're like, all right, fine. I'm going to spell every name of every character backwards to figure it out. Skull is watching. Yeah. Let's see. We got a... do we have it now? I really feel like we should be able to get music now. No? Drone? No? I'm going to come in one more time and refresh that cache. Muzak. And there it is. Isn't that weird? Yeah. Just one refresh. Okay. Back over here to continue what we were doing. Initialize player data. And for some reason, this is just apparently disconnected. We're going to restart that. And all to get back to that point where I was trying to demonstrate. Where is it? Why isn't it shut down yet? There we go. Start it up again. The point I was trying to demonstrate, which is we have a problem in the data, but there's no indication of it on startup. And we could build in a way to just check everything on startup. I'm going to go ahead and click on initialize player data, and I'm anticipating no errors. And even if we come in and we make an attack, still no errors, because the roll complete is occurring.
It's a hit.
Let's bring up the data here. Yeah. So the roll complete is occurring, and I'm pretty sure that event on roll complete is being fired. Pretty sure. But what happens is we come in, it's down by the bottom here, Wild Magic Surge. But what happens is this is not true yet. So that's why we've got bugs in the code essentially, but we have nothing to detect it or test it for us. That's a problem, and add reminder is a problem. Neither of those exist yet. So that's what I want to fix. By the way, I think we can trigger the bug, kind of simulating an edge case scenario, if we come in and we click this button. If we do this, after the roll's done, if that event is being fired, we should get the bug. Calling thread owned, cannot access, different thread owns it. This is different. Okay, hold on. Update UI state for player. Where are we? This is coming from activate shortcut there. Is it coming from anywhere else? This is the one that's going to be coming in on a non-guaranteed UI thread. Yeah. Okay. So let's come out over here. See if we can. You know what? I'm just going to kill it. Because at this point, I want to work in test case land is what I want to do. Let's do this at the very least. Let's come in here, and we're going to do a dispatcher invoke call like that, and get that, protect that code. Let's go see if we can detect that problem. And, you know, as usual, I have no idea how I'm going to do this. So you're going to watch me figure it out. These are my feature tests. I don't think I want it here. I want them in my function tests, which are Expression tests. Expression evaluation. Sweet. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so we're gonna do something here. So I'm gonna create a new test class up here. So I got CodeRushed. So I'm just gonna type in T and then the space bar. And I'm gonna call this, expression compilation tests is what I'm gonna do. Test all feature expressions. Like this. Okay. And now what I got to do, I need some code from somewhere else, but I'm not sure where I'm going to grab it from. Probably in the combat tests. I need a setup that looks like... Nope, not combat tests. All right. Player tests. I bet that's going to be my space. No. I'm looking for something specific that takes the game. All right, let's do this. Let's go out to the place where I'm, the reference, D&D game. Come out here, instance. Let's go see who's using this. A bunch of test cases use these. Here we go. I need something like this. Like that. All right, let's go back to expression tests. Pop that in there. Let's go take this, move it to its own file. Rory should be coming in a few minutes, I think. My calculations are correct. All right. Let's add a few more players here. And Lady. All right. And then let's add player Merkin. And after Merkin, we've got Ava. After Ava, we've got Willie. Whoops. I meant Willie. And after Willie, we've got Lady. All right, so we're going to add those to the game. We've added all the players. I don't think we need Joe the Vine Blight. And then we're going to say game dot. Do I need start game? Maybe I don't. But I do need to add all the players. And let's add Fred too. Because the players all get individual versions of the features they have. So then I think what I want to do next is I want to say game test evaluate all expressions like this. Or do I want to do that on each player? I think I want to do it on each player because then I want to get a sense of who it is very easily and quickly if I'm in here. Ava, Willie, Lady, and Fred. Okay? All right, now let's go in. All right, now we need all our features. All right. Now, features have got a number of different pieces here that are evaluated here. Is that a reptilian on the screen? Asked Captain Ashtar. Hey, Captain Ashtar, welcome. Yeah, that's Fred, one of the players in the game. Let's see. Assigned feature. Did the test blood work? Captain Ashtar's now following. Genescu7, hey, glad to have you out here, buddy. Good to see you. Yep, test blood's working. Sweet. Oh, you know what? We stopped it with that dang dice on the screen right up there. It's just spinning around there. See what we can do here. We'll keep writing some code here. Assign feature. Feature dot. Let's do this. I'm going to just smack it right on down in there like that. So then we've got that. What else does a player have? I don't think a player has any events associated with it. I'm going to say it's a big fat no. But a player does have spells. And spells do have events, I think. Or no, wait, do they? They don't? Oh, no, they do. Spells have events. They sure do. Okay, sweet. So then we're going to go in here and we're going to say, we're going to do that. And then we're going to also do something like this for each known spell. Known spells. And we're going to call known spell dot test. And I think I'm going to make this in here. Assign feature test evaluate all expressions. And so now we're going to build these. And I think I'm just going to pass this one on down. Like that. Let's power on through, push it down here, and now Ooh, my bad. We need this get arg string from the assigned feature. That's what we need. Okay, let's do something different here then. Just jumping back out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's delete this. And let's come instead and let's see what we got here, because we actually have we need to pass the character in. That. And the one thing I should point out, we are not going to be able to maybe follow every path. So we won't be able to come in here and like execute every single line, know that every line is actually compilable. So this may still cause problems for branches, it may still allow problems in branches to remain undetected, but it's going to get a lot of problems, hopefully, that are not undetected, that are otherwise currently undetected, I mean. Okay, so we're going to, let's go back down in here. Test evaluate all expressions. I got a marker in there. And essentially, okay, so one of the first ones we are going to call is should activate now. Okay, that's one of them. Then we're going to call activate. We pass in true to force the activation, because that's a more rigorous test. Then we're going to call, we'll need to call deactivate at some point. spell just cast. Worldwake says, how in the name of the Lord do I compile this Visual Studio solution? So there should be a couple solutions in there. One of them is called the D&D app, and which is the one I'm working on right now. You should just be able to open that up and compile it. That's probably the one you want to look at. Yeah, the assets are not included, Worldwake. I should have given you that contingency. Yeah, it looks like Merkin has skull magic on. Yeah, kind of cool. What are the assets? So the assets are like these things that, like those dragons and the fire bursts coming around behind the die there. Those are the assets. Those assets are not included because I licensed those personally, and I can't put them out and distribute them to everybody else. So they're based on licensed stuff that's already there. So. And that's the downside to this. But all right, so we need a spell here, I think. So we're going to call spell just cast, and we're going to need to create a temporary casted spell. Let's get one. We're going to get a magic missile. Like that. And the spellcaster is going to be the player. And there's going to be no target on that. And now we've got a casted spell we can pass in. You might need to. It says build solution in VS 2019 doesn't work, at least. Do I need to run NuGet or add assemblies? That might be it. Hugo says silent. Greeting. Hello, greeting, folks. Hi, Hugo. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Helping us out. All right, so let's scroll this up a bit here. So we're basically what we're doing for kids who've just come in. We are creating something that rigorously tests all of the expressions. I got an incoming call from my good friend Rory Becker. How you doing, Rory?
Hello.
Hey, Rory sounds like he's doing fine.
I'm doing good.
How's Rory's volume? It sounded a little quiet to me.
Can anybody hear me?
See what you think about Rory's voice.
Oh, well, let's not criticize the voice, surely, because that's
You hearing the music, Rory?
the only voice I've got. I am indeed hearing the music.
Well, that's not bad. Rory's with us, kids.
Woo!
You know what I say
Kinda.
when Rory's gone? I say
He's awesome.
that's what I say. I say he's awesome. We got rid of that dice there that was floating around. By the way, Frackberg's with us. We haven't seen his fanfare. I don't know how he got slipped by. But uh-oh. I think that's gorgeous.
Whenever Fragbird comes in, I feel the need to throw you a life raft of some kind, or a life preserver.
I might add that. I might be like, Rory, throw me life raft, and one comes in.
Nice.
And it just misses. It goes right over the top.
Straight past you.
Yeah. Rory, too hard again. Why? Why? Okay, so Rory, here's what we're doing. We are going through writing code to evaluate every single expression that is assigned to an event or a condition or something from the database so that we can get a sense of, are there any bugs in the code already? In other words, does it compile? Now,
Just
we
run everything.
run everything. Now, some things might have branches, like this guy right here.
Yeah.
The downside to that is, yeah, we're going to have to, well, we're not going to be able to really rigorously test the branches. So there might be a syntax error that sneaks by undetected. But still, what we're building is better than what we have now, which is nothing. We
It's
have
almost
nothing.
like you want to write a unit test in the spreadsheet as well.
Yeah.
Almost.
Don't get me thinking. I'm thinking.
Sorry, dude.
Because I'm like, look at this. Because you've got get roll. We could create something that says, here's the different results each time and call it 8 times. And we're going to go 1 through 8 to get it. We could do that. Get roll doesn't exist yet. Also, add reminder does not exist yet. Okay. This code we want to have working by the end of the show. That's my goal. And right now I know it doesn't work, but first I want to get an indication that we've got a problem. That's what I want to do first.
Yeah, you need the fails.
Yeah.
So before you can fix it effectively.
So there's 2 things that have a lot of events. Features have a lot of events, right? On player saves, on roll complete, on player cast spell. Those are all in features. Spells, where are my spells? Here. Spells have a couple events. Available when, on casting, on cast, on player attacks, that sort of thing. Most events and spells are not filled out. They're mostly all empty.
Yep.
Okay, but there are a couple right now. Like you can see, I've filled in Melf's Minute Meteors, right? And over here, Thunderous Smite. So we filled in some of these. So our goal is to trigger them all. So I just did spell just cast right there. And I'm just kind of going through here. What else do we have here? Start game. Oh yeah, I need to call start game. I think I'm going to throw it up here. Start game player. So start game is an event I added that is called when at the very, very beginning. And I showed this at the very beginning. Where's on start game? There it is. Look at this, Rory.
Okay, yeah.
I got some serious work done here. Hold on, let's get that a little higher. Can I get that any higher? There we go, that's where I want it, right about there. So I got add rechargeables. And so this is adding my rechargeable rages, giving me a variable for it, a display name, what the total amount is. It's grabbing this from another spreadsheet thing, property defined out there that does a table lookup in the Barbarian table. And I also define my reset time right here. Every long rest, it'll reset. By doing that, it adds the UI, Rory, it cleans it up, it sets the state, everything, all from this one line of code.
Excellent.
Right here. That's called on start game.
This is your variable declarations section of your class.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, isn't it? Yeah, but I don't have to declare them there. I'm not forced to. I can declare them anywhere. Like for example, just this call to set right here declares this rage. Okay, I showed people at the beginning. I don't have it running now, but in the Dungeon Master app, I now have a list box that shows all the custom variables for every character live as they're changed. So we can debug and get a sense of, hey, is this working like we're expecting it to? Okay. I also, for the purposes of debugging, added a history log option to the expression evaluator. So we can turn it on and then take a look at it at the end to see what it's working, so we can see what the calls are.
We're building a language now, we're building debugging tools as well.
Kind of, a little bit, right? I still can't step through this code, and I haven't figured out how to do that.
That's going to be slightly more complicated.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, so at any rate, on start game. So we want to trigger this event right here. On start game. We did spell just cast. Weapon just swung. Oh yeah. Let's just copy these right here. And I think that might be the rest of them. I think it is.
Will Bennett makes an interesting point. The 3 dragons you've got on that dice, are they the same animation, each of them? Because I recall seeing them earlier and they were not happening at the same time, and now they are. They're synced up.
Oh, interesting. You're right. I think it's because I switched away and came back, is what I think. Let's do a refresh on the dice on this layer here and get rid of them.
Really nice effect, by the way.
Thanks. The other thing that's super cool about that is the dragons are changing color, but the mouths are staying the same color.
Wow.
So yeah, in other words, that is pieced from two different sections.
You have a snout component and a head component.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so now we've got player starts turn, and boom, roll is complete. Yeah, okay, cool. So now we are gonna, this should trigger all the events, and we can double check these looking at our feature here and see if we've got getting these all the way across here. Ooh, shortcut available when. We want to call that too. Let's see, am I calling that? Let's go look at this. Oh, I'm not, because that's transferred over into the player's shortcuts. But I think I've got those here. Hold on. No player action shortcuts here. Shoot, those are happening at the higher level. All right, so let's go back to our test, and we're going to put a to-do in here. Test shortcut available when expression. And I'm also going to say to do test spell events. So I'm just going to do those right there. And I'm not going to, and this is all I'm going to do right here. I'm going to just run this. I don't know.
Okay.
See where we are. Oh, okay. We'll put that in for now. We'll leave that empty. We're gonna put it to do this. All right, run. Whoops, I hit run. I don't want to hit run. Cancel. I want to go to the test runner. Here we go. Run the test. So I'm hoping for a fail.
Okay. What would be the nature of the fail? Normally tests themselves fail, I think, due to either a failed assertion or indeed an exception that's unhandled, which is,
yeah,
I think the assertion is essentially.
Yeah,
so which of the two have you got?
I'm looking for an unhandled exception when it tries to get to
an undeclared item.
Yeah, get roll
Yeah.
or add reminder. I don't know.
That seems pretty reasonable.
It passed. So that's not good.
Okay.
So
So presumably the part of the code that tries to find a thing is maybe returning a default instead of throwing an exception.
well, here. The problem is this. We're not getting into here because this is returning false. Just entered
Okay.
Wild Surge Rage because we never activated the Wild Surge Rage feature. Oh, wait.
Okay, so those items that can't be found are being accessed inside protected code.
Actually, hold on. We should have activated, actually. Hold on. Wild Surge Rage, when we go in and call test all expressions, we activate it, and then we call roll is complete. So we should actually get inside. Oh, but the result is none of these. Oh, but wait. Yeah, get roll isn't created yet, I'm pretty sure. We should have hit that line of code. Yeah, I've got no get roll in here. I think we're going to have to step into it. That's weird. Test evaluate all expressions. Yeah, let's set a breakpoint. Let's step inside, see what's going on. All right, stepping inside. All right. Feature name is Wild Magic Surge. That's the one we want. We want to step into, I think, right? Yeah, Wild Surge Rage. Oh, sorry, I'm on Merkin. I want to get out of this. I want to get to Fred, is what I want to do. Let's leave here. Break there. Okay, go inside. And how many features do we have? We have 10. We want probably, is it the last one? Magic Reserves? Nope. Set a conditional breakpoint here such that assigned feature dot name equals what was it? Wild Surge Rage. Like that. Okay, let's run that. Okay, now we appear to be on it. Wild Surge Rage. Okay, so now we're going to go inside it. Should activate now. Let's just step in. Activate when? In Rage. Okay, so we're going to execute that. Sweet and cool. Start game. Oops, I should have stepped in. Do I have a start game event on this? Just checking. Yeah, I did. So we just executed that code right there. Okay, adding the rechargeable.
Should totally be an okay thing to do, and is.
Yeah, now we're going in to activate it. Whoops. And I think we're forcing the activation. Yes. Oh, there it was right there, our activation message. Oh, we're sending an activation message out. Sweet. So Fred started Wild Surge Raging. This goes to the Dungeon Master. Cool, we're setting an alarm clock as well. And on activate, yep, we're going to execute that right there. And we're setting just entered Wild Surge Rage to true. Okay, sweet. We should get our exception. Oh, I wonder if we are, I know what the problem is. We are getting an exception. We're not handling it. I'm pretty sure that's the deal.
Okay.
See right here? I did this. That's what we need to do. Let's set a breakpoint right here and just run it. Come on. Wait, what's this? Okay, this is our first one right here. Okay, so there's our problem right there. Get roll. That's the thing I said didn't exist yet. Right there. Okay, so we are going to now, what are we doing? Oh yeah, that's in the trying, we're trying to execute it and we get that problem. And so we catch the exception and now we trigger on exception thrown, but we had no handler for it. That's the problem right there. Okay, and so we need to get a handler on it. This allows us to hook into it and
right, so we
to
ate the inner exception, and because of the way in which we put our existing, well, our handling of that, we are delegating to something which we are not hooking ourselves.
Yep. So let's get rid of this. I just shut down the stepping through. That's what I wanted. Let's come down in here. And now let's go over to expression compilation tests. And now we want to come in and we want to say, do the same thing here. We want to do this, although I wanted to make this local. Like this, and I think I'm just going to throw the EA right here. And then that's going to get us out of there.
Can we throw EA? Is it not a part of EA?
It's EA.ex, I think, is what I do. Okay? And, yeah, you're right. It was a D&D core exception event args. That's not what we want to throw. Okay.
So now we should be able to rerun that, and it should fail in exactly the prescribed manner. In fact, we're very confident in that now, because we did see the exception, and it was the one you were expecting.
Yeah. Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, function get roll unknown. Right there. Okay, sweet. So that's really, really cool. So we can now go back and say, oh, okay, yeah, that's right. We got to fix that. Let's go fix that. And let's build it. So I'm just going to get my get function here. And I'm going to duplicate it. And we're going to call this get roll. And just gonna hit escape here. I'm gonna get rid of some of this here. All right, let's look at how I'm using it over here. Okay, so I am asking for a role with a specific name, a Barbarian Wild Surge. When we roll the dice, when we activate it, on activate right here, this column, we roll the dice 1d8, superiority, that gives us that dragon effect, and then we give it a name, Barbarian Wild Surge. So that's the roll. So when that roll comes back, the call to get roll is going to ask, what was the roll with this name, Barbarian Wild Surge? So we need an event that a listener can listen to that says, oh, what was this last roll? And the listener comes back and says, here's what it is. So I think the question is, where am I going to put it here on the get roll function? I'm kind of feeling like I am. Let's play with the event args on this thing. So I'm typing CEA to create a descendant of event args and hit the spacebar or the tab key if you have that set up in CodeRushed. And I'm going to create an event args called get roll event args, like that. And I'm going to give it a couple properties, which we'll initialize here in the constructor. We'll get it a name, role name, like that. Is that it? I think that might be it. And let's declare a property called role name, and let's declare a second property which is of type int called the result, like that. So that's my get roll event args. Let's cut that to the clipboard. Let's go find our event args and get these all in the same right places here so everything's nice and organized. I'm just going to come up here to another one that's already in the right folder, paste that in. Then I'm going to use CodeRushed to move the type to the file right there. And there's our get roll event args. Let's copy that to the clipboard. Let's go find our delegates file. That's where we're declaring all of our delegates. And let's call this the get roll event handler. It's going to take get roll event args. And now let's go back over to our get roll function. And we're going to create a static event here. So uppercase E, V, that gives me static. Uppercase gets me static. That, and I'm going to call this get roll. Okay. Then let's create a, we got a class name conflict. Get roll request. Like that. Now the cool thing about this being an event, Rory, is I can also create a handler that puts in other data without actually having to roll the dice.
Yes,
and I can use
simulate that effect.
Yeah, in the test cases is a great place to where I could use that. So it's very cool. So we're going to say on get roll request like this. So we're going to come in here and we're going to say, fine, we'll pass in this, and then we're going to say create a new get roll event args. The role name is going to be args of 1 is a string. Will I ever want that evaluated? I don't think I will. So I think I can do like a CS here to give me the typecast of the string of args of 0. Like that. And semicolon, selection increase, introduce local, like that. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to say return ea.result. Okay?
Yep.
Get roll event args is going to initialize, and the result's going to be initialized to 0. That's the default. And if anybody handles the event, they'll be able to then pass that back. Now let's handle it from higher up. So let's go out to here, go to where we start and initialize our game. And here's, yeah, you notice here I've got an ask function this for asking questions, and I've got a handler for that, so it's totally following everything we want to do here. Get roll request, and now we got to do something with it. Dropped a marker there. Let's see. Roll complete? Is that what I've got? What's it called? Roll is... Nope, none of those are right. Chris Jones is out there. Welcome, Chris Jones. WorldWake says, I think my first PR will be writing a tutorial on how to compile this thing. Thanks, WorldWake.
That'd be useful.
Yeah, that's awesome. That tutorial can go into the README, which I bet that's what you're thinking already, and it's just me being the idiot here. Why don't I have it in main window? Stopped rolling is what it is. That's what it is. Stopped rolling. Dice have stopped rolling. Here. So dice have stopped rolling. Check for follow-up rolls. What is it? What else do I have here? Report on die roll. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, that's kind of a big one. It's a big single-purpose kind of function to report on the different die rolls that are out there. Let's create our own function in here called save results. I almost want to say for posterity. Save results. Save named results and pass in EA there. Let's try that. Declare the method. Boom. Let's take that. I'm going to cut that to the clipboard, and we're going to go back to where we were. Here. So we got the two pieces of code close to each other. And let's set a breakpoint here and set a breakpoint here. And let's see if we can run it. Now, we still don't have that second piece. Get roll is now declared. If I run my test cases, are we going to get to the problem here? I'm not sure if we have to have result as 8 set it before we'll find that or not. I think we might. All right, so we got our breakpoints.
Lady McLovenuts.
All right, so let's initialize the data. Clock is moving.
Willie. Fred.
All right. Wild Search Rage. So when we do this, this is going to roll a die out. So let's do that. Boom. There's the die. No. notice right over here, Rory. Okay, there we go. Cool. So now we're here. Got some stop rolling data here. This is not good. I got a player ID. I got the value was a 3, so we rolled a 3, and you can see the dice still there. The problem is its name isn't with us. The die name isn't sent back. So we need to fix that. I think we need to stop and break everything down because we need to change dice event args so it has that. Or, wait, does it have it in the multiplayer summary? In the stop rolling data. Let's go look in here a second. Stop rolling data. Individual rolls. Oh, I forgot to look in there. I should have looked and checked that. So let's do it again. Sorry, kids. Roll again. Start up again. We got some perf issues with the emitter, the particle emitter. I think the animations are taking a toll on the CPU. I don't know. Something's wrong. Let's we do a refresh here. Boom. There's one. Let's refresh these babies. Yeah, we might have a perf issue long term after a lot of usage. Let's see what happens here. Initialize player data. Okay. It's weird. I hit the initialize player data, but things weren't done loading. Yep, this one's not done. Let's try refreshing it again. Am I at a breakpoint? No, no breakpoint. .3D dice was stuck. Let's refresh that. It's taking a long time to show that message. Huh. How's my task manager looking? Oh, task manager's complaining.
That's a lot of CPU. To be used in time anyway.
OBS is the one, but OBS is high, I think, because it's refreshing. Okay, one just finished. I'm going to refresh this again. The dice page. There we go. That was really fast that time. It's like, yeah, when it gets slow, it gets really slow. And refreshing. We're still high here. It looks like everything is refreshed. Let's send the data out.
Hugo points out it's using 3 gig of RAM as well, OBS.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. Yeah, you're right.
Relatively steadily increasing.
All right, I'm gonna shut this down and restart this because when I see this, when I click on initialize player data and the waiting for player data to be initialized doesn't go away, I suspect the problem is signal R, and a restart will save it.
Yeah.
That's what my suspicion is.
metal of nuts.
Clicking on initialize player data again. Wow, I'm still not seeing it go away in. So I'm not seeing it go away on the dice page. Let me come in one more time and refresh it. Boom. Refreshing. It says it's done. Let's try initializing the data. There we go. Okay. All right. So one more time. Wild Surge Rage. Okay. Now what I want to do is in here, do I have individual roles? I do. Yay. Individual role. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, you're about to hide the thing for me, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Hold on. I'll simulate that one more time. Stop rolling data. Individual roles. It was there all along. So I can't seem to hit Control F1 to zoom in on it because it goes away. At any rate, it was there. So now what we want to do. Stop rolling data. Dot individual roles, and we want to do. I think if that's null, then we're out. Then I think what we want to do is do a for each individual role, and these are going to get our named roles. So if individual role dot type, which should be a string. If not that, then we are going to want to add it. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just declare a new variable here of type dictionary of string indexed ints. So I just do that. Variable of type dictionary. The dot is an of string indexed ints. That's what's going on there. Just hit the space bar to expand that. And now we're going to call this our saved roles. Like this, copy that to the clipboard, come down in here and say if SN set to null, then I'm gonna come down here and type in NINST for new inst, like that. Oops, let's do it with a comma so we get the shorter version of it. And there it is, that piece right there. And then I'm gonna come down here and maybe do a clear, like that. Then I want to say if saved roles dot contains key of individual role dot type, then I'm going to say saved roles of that type plus equals to individual role dot value. So if I have two dice with the same name, I'm going to total up the scores.
Yep.
Is what I'm doing here. Otherwise, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to save roles dot add the type and then the value, like that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. What's wrong here? Missing a closing paren. Okay. And I think that's the magic here at this part. So what's going on? Am I still missing? No, okay, it's just taking a while. All right, so let's step through it, see what happens. So there we go, clearing, and we have individual roles. We've got a named role. The named role is Barbarian Wild Surge, and now we're going to add it, and its value is 4. Sweet. And now we're going to run. And now we're hoping to see another breakpoint at get role request, which I didn't see. I wonder if because we were at a breakpoint, the signal art didn't come in and we missed it. Let's try a second try at this without the other breakpoint. Sweet. Okay, that's where I wanted to get. Yeah, I think that theory is a good theory. So we're looking for a barbarian wild surge. That's the role name right here. So we're going to say, hey, well, first I'm going to come up here, copy that to the clipboard, and then type in INX here. So if it's null, then we're out. Then we're going to come down and we're going to say, hey, if saved roles dot contains key ea dot role name, like that, then we're going to say ea dot result equals saved roles of role name. It's like magic, Rory.
It is. It's almost like it was incredibly well designed.
Woo! See that? See that, kids? Look at that. EA result is 7.
That'd be
now,
success.
Now that means, hold on, give me a second here. Give me a second. Let me bring up the Dungeon Master's chat window here. Here's the Dungeon Master's chat window. Okay, this is where the Dungeon Master messages come in. So if all of this works, we said 7. Okay, so, right? Is that what we got in here in the breakpoint? We're at 7 in the result. Yeah. So if we hand this back and this all works, that means that we should be executing this line of code here. Tell DM Wild Surge Shadow Weapon. Wild Surge Shadow Weapon is over here, declared here, which is going to say shadows weave around a weapon of first name's choice. Okay? That he or she is holding, right? Until his or her rage ends, his or her weapon, right? Isn't this cool? It's going to, if this works, we're going to see that here. Let's see what happens. All right, we'll hit run and keep it going. Please work, says me.
Cue the fireworks and celebration. And the crowd goes wild.
Nice. We did it. And nothing can go wrong now. We're safe. Whoa, jeez, no, Rory, it's going crazy. It's scary. It's so scary.
You've got to worry about the explosives locally there, don't you?
Yeah, I do. By the way, oh, you know what? We're moving into a new place. We got a new place here at Costa Rica. Yeah, and we're kind of building and filling it up. But the cool news there is that I have a big office in the new place.
Okay.
Which means instead of having a small green screen behind me, I'm going to have a whole wall. It's going to be giant. And I'm going to have space between me and the wall, which means I'm going to have room for explosives behind me that I think are going to, I got to get clearance from Sex Positive, my wife.
That should be no problem, right? Historically, that's been easy, right?
It's not too, it just takes a little effort. And once I get that though, it's going to go like that. It's going to be awesome.
So not just a programming terminal, but, a lab.
Yeah. So I'm super, super excited to see this, kids. This is like, this is super cool, right? Shadows weave around a weapon of Fred's choice that he is holding until his rage ends. So we've got proper pronoun use here as well, right? All the way through there. And that's all coming from over here in features. Well, it's coming from right here, right? We're just doing an expression evaluation here on this and this and this all the way here. And we get this sweet killer message coming to the Dungeon Master. The Dungeon Master can simply just read this out if they want to do that. So very, very cool stuff here. All right. So that's that message. The last piece in here that we have not done is this piece, add reminder. Okay. So let's close down the app and run our test cases. See what happens. See if we catch that. I think we're not going to catch that. But there's a way we can catch it. Let's go to the test cases. Let's do the test runner first. We'll run the test case. In fact, let's just run all of them. See how we're doing. You having a good day, Rory?
I am having a pretty good day. And then I noticed the weather outside has taken a turn for the worst.
Oh, no.
When I leave here, I will be apparently waging through levels of storm clouds that are apparently depositing their entire content upon currently my building and later myself. But that's fine, it's only water.
Will Bennett says, just do the show outdoors. Don't they have trees and grass there? They do. I got 40 tests failing, but you know what? I'm not worried about that.
No?
No, I'm not. You know why?
Go on, do tell.
Delusion. I'm delusional.
I see.
Let's go in here. Hold on. I'll show you
That'll
why.
do it.
I'm not worried. You know why? Because I didn't copy these over. So let me come in here and, whoops, not there. Let's come in here, open a new window. Let's grab all of these, grab them and move them, copy them to test data. That's the folder we use when we're testing. And since I made some changes to it, let's see what's happening. Now let's go try running them one more time. Should be significantly fewer failing. Oh, it's doing the test all features expressions. That
Yes.
took a while. So that passed, it looks like. So that means it did not catch the that one problem. It didn't catch this right here.
Yes.
But we could fix it by adding an event handler.
Well, it's not finished yet. I mean, are we sure it was doing that one?
Well, I saw it down here. I saw it down at the
I see.
down down at the bottom here. See, this is where it tells me what it's running, what test it's running is down there. Not up there. Down here. 100 passed. Sweet. I have exactly 100 test cases. But we could catch that if we wanted to, but I'm going to just leave it as is for now, and we'll use it as a way to check and test things. We'll evaluate. We'll add more pieces. We'll add stuff for the spells, automatically testing those and the shortcuts that are generated, so that the shortcuts have an expression that determines whether they should be visible or not. And so that expression, we want to run all those as well. What I want to do though is I want to implement the piece that's missing. Hold on. The add reminder.
Yes.
So add reminder, I thought would be really useful. So the idea is we're going to set an event, an alarm. It's like I can't quite get this a little. Can I get that any higher? It just disappears. Okay, interesting. Let's move it over here a little bit. Whoops.
So this is going to be a time-delayed message to the DM?
Yeah, is what it's going to be. So this message is going to show up in one round. That's what I want to do. Because I think it's going to be really, really awesome. So let's do that.
Yep.
Let's build it. Okay, so we need to go into our functions, and I'll just grab our ask function here. Grab that. Yeah, we don't need everything in there, but we're going to call this, what is it? Add reminder function. I don't. Oh, maybe we are going to need an event here. We'll need an event, but we'll add it in a second. Add reminder. And yeah, I guess I'm going to have to add reminder request. It's going to be add reminder. And let's create some event args for that. And we're going to say a reminder. And I think it's going to be a duration is coming in as a string.
Yep, makes sense.
Like that. And I'm just going to use CodeRushed to declare properties for those. Oh wow, look at that. I hit it really fast. Oh, look, it corrected it for me. That's not bad. All right, so there's our add reminder event args. Let's go move that to its own file. And let's go. We need to have a new event. Like that. It's going to be static. We're going to return null. Pass in args1. So that's going to be our duration. Notice I'm explicitly evaluating parameter 1, but not 2, because I'm anticipating I'll never have to calculate the second parameter. So I'm kind of I'm adding code here that basically says, look, you can pass me a string that I'll evaluate here, but you can't do it here. So that's kind of what I'm doing here.
Is there an error in the sheet there, the string itself? No, in the data. Your apostrophe S is inside first name.
Yes.
Right.
There you go. Good job. Good job, Rory. All right, let's go declare this thing. Okay, there's that, and I think we are compilable now. Let's move this out to its own function. I think we're good. Now let's hook this.
Okay.
And I'm just thinking, where do I want to hook it? Do I want it in the game, or do I want it in the main window?
If it's in the game, it would surely have to raise further to the window afterwards.
Yep. No, I got that. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm like pretty much evenly split between those two. I'm going to put it in the main window. And, you know, we can always move it down later if we want to. It's not, raising it is not hard because there's already something in the game that says raise, tell whoever wants to tell the dungeon master this message. So that already comes out up here, so it's not that big of a deal. But I'm going to just to be consistent with everything else that I'm doing so far, I'm going to put it here. Okay, so there's our request right there. And I think I'm going to set a breakpoint like that. And I think I'm going to run. And let's see if there's any others. Let's go bring up Wild Fred on D&D and Beyond. We're going to look at his Wild Surge feature. Here it is. And over here on the side are all of the different values that you see. You see them kind of right up here. I've got some of them blocked off here. Let's see if we can bring them over here so we can see them a little bit more easily. Let's go features and traits. Wild Surge. Here they are right here. Now you can see them. So, be blinded until the start of your next turn. There's one right there. Anything in here? Reappears in your hand at the end of your next turn. It's not a big deal. We don't need a reminder for that. Until your rage ends, so that's not a big deal either. Arcane energy taps into the mines. Although we could add some code to actually change these values. So psychic, so damage override becomes psychic instead of bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing. And the weapon gains, the property override happens as well. And the range override. So we could add these if we wanted to. I'm going to choose not to do that now. As a result, the creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you until the start of your next turn. So we needed one there, I think. So I think it's going to look like... let's pull this out and make this full screen. So that was 6. Creatures, and I can't think of a better way to write this than "were detected by." It's not great writing, but no longer have disadvantage. Is that what it is? No longer have disadvantage against, and then we're going to say first name. Okay.
I gotta say, any dungeon master who's going to have access to this is going to have their life made so much easier.
Yes. Well, that's one of the things that's already exciting to our dungeon masters right now already. Right? With the spells, for example, the rage, everything ending at the right time with precise time being tracked. It's like really starting to get, I'm realizing, oh, wow, we got something really, really kind of powerful that, that we're building here. I don't know what I should do with that. All right, let's see what else we got. 6, plant life, till the rage ends.
Okay.
Let's do one other thing. We have a on deactivate, I think, right? Sweet. All right, check this out. I like this. This is kind of cool, what I'm about to do. So I'm going to create a new variable here. I'm going to call it rage deactivation message. And I'm going to set it to an empty string right here.
Okay.
Then I'm going to down in below here. I'm going to come in here. I feel like I need to write CodeRushed for Google Sheets. And now, so for 7,
It's just a matter of time.
we're going to say, something like this. We're going to say that's equal to weapon now back to normal, maybe? Weapons are now back to normal. Are back to normal. Okay, so we're going to set that there. What'd you say?
I'm just following. Yeah, that's good so far. So is it your plan to display this message when the deactivation actually occurs?
Yeah, but I'm going to check to see if it's not empty, because we only need to say it in some cases,
Yes.
right? You know, so some of these, in other words,
blank, not blank.
add reminder ends around after it starts. Whoops, can't quite see that. Let me move it over to the side here so you can see that edge. Right there.
Yes.
Add reminder ends around. But these others end with the rage ends. And so we've got a different way to send that message
I
out.
see.
And so there's 5. Let's see what 4 is. Arcane shroud you until your rage ends.
Yep.
So AC back to normal. AC is back to normal. Okay, cool. Let's see what we got for 3. Flumps. Until end of your turn, at the end of your turn, all spirits explode. Sweet. Okay, so check this out. Ooh. This is tricky. I think we can do it though. So we want to do that right there. So all flump-like spirits explode. And each creature within 5 feet of one or more of them must succeed on dexterity saving throw or take 2d8 force damage. And now I need a special thing here, which I don't have support for. We're going to have to implement that. Okay?
Okay.
Sweet. So that's 3. And when the end of the turn occurs. And then what's 2? Teleport. Rage ends. Okay. All right. So we need something like this. Fred can no longer teleport. And then the last one, necrotic. Yeah, that doesn't expire.
Anything at the end.
Yeah, I get the tempo. I'm going to say if I get the temporary hit points, I keep them. So there's nothing else there. So now we need to check this on on deactivate. So where's that? On deactivate right here. Wild Surge Rage. So something like this. If we have to make a call to get. It's not equal to that. Then we're going to say tell DM and I think we can just do something like this too. I think we can say let's do this instead. We can declare a local variable here like this.
Once again, the use of CodeRushed for Google Sheets would be fantastic.
Yeah, isn't it? It's like, all right. So if that, and let's go ahead and do another check here as well. And message is not equal to null. Then we're going to come in here and say tell DM message like that. And maybe just to be extra safe, we're going to come in here and set it to null right after we tell it. So just in case we ever come in here in a way we don't want to. Okay? So there's that. All right, let's export that. There it is. Okay, sweet. Done. Next, we need to be able to hook that event. Add reminder request is coming in here. Worldwide is asking, is there dummy data I can use to make sure I'm not missing any assets when compiling? I'm not sure what the problem is. If I knew the compilation was just up to missing data, I could even generate the data myself and contribute it to the repo. No, the compilation does not require any missing data. There's a remote possibility that what I checked in doesn't compile, but I don't think that's the case. That would be rare. That would be rare. Maybe share some of the error messages that you're getting when you're going to compile there. We'll take a look at that. So I'm not setting any reminders yet. So we need to do it. What has to do with not finding assemblies or references or mismatched packages. I've been fighting NuGet for the last hour. Ugh.
No, that shouldn't be anything to do with the assets at all.
No. Yeah, you don't need the assets for that. And you have the Solution D&D app up? Is that the one you have? I guess what I would do is I would try at the lowest level, go to bot D&D core and compile that. What dependencies does that have? It's got the timeline control. Interesting. It may be that we've got something missing there, but I know that in the past, folks like Will Bennett he's compiled what we've submitted out there. Yep. So we'll take a look at that. We've got a breakpoint right here, and do we just need to reload our data? I think we just need to reload the data, and maybe this whole thing will work. Okay, so we're going to say reload data. Let's go back over to our players. And
Working.
see if we can do a quick die roll here. Yep, that's working. Sweet.
Resistance to all damage.
Ooh, that's nice. That would be awesome in a fight.
That would.
Because I would just go up in people's faces and I'd be like, sucker! All right, like that. What are we doing? We're going to go into Fred. We're going to do Wild Surge Rage. And hopefully get one of the numbers that has something associated with it. 8. Okay, cool. We got a reminder request. And it's saying, hey, oh, it did not evaluate it. I want to evaluate it before I send it out here. I don't like that. Wait, it should have evaluated. I'm like super confused why that didn't evaluate. And it just says first names. Oh wait, I know what the problem is. Problem's in our data. Let me just run it a second. Oh. There it is, right here. The very bottom. See that? We forgot the $sign in front of that.
Gotcha.
That was our problem. So we did have a data problem. I was like, wait, these all look good. This one, we need the $sign there as well so it knows it's an interpolated string. So $signs in front of all these strings. This one is not interpolated, so we're good. And that one there. Okay. All right, one more time. Refresh. Spells.csv is spells.csv missing from the repository. It's complaining that and a load of other things not in the repo at least. Okay, yeah, I think spells.csv is missing from there. I will work to check that in a minute or two. Hold on. See what we got here. Wild Surge Rage. All right, 7. 7. Oh, check it out right here. Look at this. Rage deactivation message. Fred's weapons are back to normal. So we can test that by bringing up our Dungeon Master. Where is it? Where's our, did I close it down? Here it is, right here. So now when the rage ends, which we can accelerate by advancing time.
Yep.
And we should see this go away or go to null when we do that. So let's add 10 minutes. There, it went to null right there.
Right away. Excellent.
And back here, Fred's weapons are back to normal. See that? Hold on, let me just bump that in there. So
Yep.
see that? That came from our data. Sweet, right?
Excellent.
Now we just need to have rage work with the setting the timer event. So we need to get that working. Looks like a 2. And that's teleportation. That's the same thing. So let's advance that. So here, by the way, this is coming from the data, right? Fred teleports up to 20 feet. Look at that.
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah, Dungeon Master's going to be happy. All right, so now let's do add 10 minutes to it. That gets the rage deactivation. Fred can no longer teleport. That's coming from the data we just wrote. Sweet. Let's do Wild Surge Rage again. Try to get a number that triggers that event. Yep, this is not it. Add 10 minutes. Do it again. Nope. Let's add a long rest to get our rages back. Look right there. Sweet. Now we can do Wild Surge Rage again. 4. That can Index was out of bounds out of the bounds of the array.
I was trying to find Wild Surge Arcane Shroud and has not managed to. A typo somewhere?
Yeah, let's look at it. Yeah, let's go see what we got.
Looks correct. Is this one of the very few in which the apostrophe is going to cause us some kind of issue? Or is that correctly encoded, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's good. Oh, I don't have a trailing quote. That's what I
Okay.
needed.
Yep.
Let's make sure all the others have trailing quotes. Good. Those do. And that does, and that does. Okay, cool. So data problem. All right, cool. Download, send it out. You know what? We need to add that to our test that tests all of the pieces. We need to test all properties and all functions that are data driven here.
Yep.
Okay, so I need to add that out to my test case out here. Let's stop this a second. Let's go to my tests. Here's my function tests, right? Expressions, function tests. Did I put it here? Where did I put it? Expression tests? No. That's the one right there. There it is. Okay. To do. Test all properties and functions. What do you got, Rory?
Second.
You sound like you were going to say something.
No.
Okay.
Just watching all the cleverness.
Okay. All right, so we're just adding that to-do list there. Let's try again. Got some dice over here. I'm liking the effects, the die effects.
Very nice. Yeah.
I think it maybe needs a little layer of smoke around the top of it, the edges of the dice coming up. You know, a little bit of that. But you know, we'll see what we're doing. We'll do something like that. So this is kind of cool. So in my feature, I added all of this code so that I can we can essentially run the game and tell the dungeon master the things that they need to know as we're going through, right? So what's cool about this is it's not part of the code we're writing. It's part of the data-driven aspect of it, which means if we wanted to use this engine for another game, we could do that as well. All right, let's see what we got here. Initialize player data.
Willie, Fred.
Wild search range. No breakpoint here because it's plant growth, so I can just add like 10 minutes and that should get rid of the plant growth. Let's do another wild surge rage. Nope, that's just a message that's going to clear up when the rage is over.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need an 8 or a. I think there are like 3 numbers we needed. 7? Is that going to give us the that? Nope, that's the Fred's weapons. Let's add 10 minutes to the clock. Rage again. 8. I think this is our breakpoint. Okay. So now our parameters should be. Yeah, there you go. We've got what we're looking for right there. Blinded creatures from Fred's Wild Surge Radiance can now see. Okay, and that we want to happen when? In 1 round. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to do this for now. Maybe. If it's 1 round, this is a tricky with regards to timing. Let me see. Do I have any advanced round pieces in here? Round. Yeah, 1 round is kind of a special case, and I think I'm going to push it down to the game engine to send this message out. Is what I want to do. I think we can do it. Just like that. Okay, let's do that. Let's declare that. And then I think what I want to do is I want to say, I need a new class in here. It's going to call it a round reminder, I guess. And we're going to say we need a player ID, because the round depends on the player, right? If I say I want to do this in one round, that means everybody else has got to have a turn, and then when it's my turn again, then we've gone around. But if, like, Ava were to cast the spell, then Ava needs everybody to cast a turn, and when it's her turn again, then one round has transpired.
Does it not happen at the start of the round post this one?
No, it does not. It happens, it does not. It happens the next time it's my start of my turn, or maybe my next end of my turn. That sort of thing. We might need to tweak this a little bit. Like, we might need to add an enum, like a round point, and I might just like start and then end. Yeah. Like that. We might have to do that kind of a thing as one of the properties in here. I'm almost anticipating it. I think I almost want to say it. Yeah, let's, whoops. Like that. Down to 8 arrows from the original 36.
Cool.
So we've got, you're looking at spells.csv. Let me go get that. I think I'm ignoring that. How do I unignore it? I think I need to come in here and say ignored files. Here we go. Okay, I'm looking for it's in data. It's probably going to be Mr. Is it? Oh yeah, there's a ton of these. Can I search? No timeline changed. Oh, found a copy of spells.csv from the test folder. Sweet. Okay, cool. But now it's not finding edibles list box. How do I search? Can I have a search option here? Doesn't look like I do. All right, we'll come back to that later. Edible list box does not exist. An XML namespace, and also no timeline changed. Yeah, I think both of those are down in the timeline control. I'm not seeing a timeline changed in there. Or an edible list box. All right, WorldWake. Give me a second here. I want to kind of finish up what the original path I was on here. Let's go back over here and debugging this. And then I want to have then I want a round number in here. Like this. What round number we're going to go to. And then I need the reminder message. Like that. So there's my round reminder. Then I need something that tracks these. I need something that holds on to these. And I think it's just going to be a new list of these. Right here. So those are my round reminders, and I suppose I need something in here since we're doing edit and continue. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to say round reminders dot add, and we got to do a couple things here. We need Let's create a new round reminder. And we're going to say player ID equals, do I have active player? I think I've got something called active player in here. No? Got active creature.
Is active creature allowed to be a player?
No, that's not used. That's not what I'm using. Well, wait, do I have any? Yeah. Yes. Active creature is what I want. But do I have a player ID on that? I don't think I do. Yeah, we don't. The problem we have.
He's awesome.
Angry Little Hamster is awesome. How you doing, Angry Little Hamster? By the way, over the weekend I looked at hamster resources, and I didn't find any angry ones. I didn't find any angry hamsters. I found hamsters that were like trapped in glass containers that wanted to get out. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to say if active creature is a character, like this, then we're going to say the player ID is equal to player.player ID, like that. Oh, sorry, hold on. I'm trying to do too much here in the initialization. Let's do this. Introduce local. And we're going to say item.player ID is equal to player ID. And so that takes care of the player ID, which we really, really need. Otherwise, I'm going to set player ID to -1 to indicate it's a monster or something like that that had the active turn when we set this. Or should I just make it a reference? Let's do that.
Person is.
What'd you say?
A reference to the entity whose turn it is.
Yeah.
Because later on, you can imagine that a creature might have a device which would have similar effects to those that we're expressing for the moment attached to people.
Yeah. So we're going to do that. Since a creature can participate in the rounds. So we're going to do that. So creature is equal to active creature. Then we're going to say round number equals, do I have something called round? What is this thing? Nope, that's not what I want. I want like a this.round. Everything is good in this cage of life, or is goo in this case of cage of life. Do I have a round index plus round? And we're going to change this to round offset.
Yeah.
So if that comes in at 1, we're going to add 1 to it. Okay? So there's my round number. That's when we want to turn the alarm off. We're going to say round point is equal to the start for now. But if we're smart, we'll make it to dot start. We'll also make it work for ending as well. To do make this work for round point dot end as well. Okay, there's my round point. And then finally, my reminder message is equal to my reminder. All right, and then we add the reminders to it. That should compile. Now, with that compiled, are we running? We're in a breakpoint. Okay, so with that compiled, next we need to do the right thing when it comes time to advancing the round. So let's go look at that. I got something called advance round.
We do.
And it's here in the game. Sweet. This tells advance round. Hold on, wait. No. This is called when we actually officially get to the next round number. Okay? But what
So
we
it's
want...
kind of start next round, isn't it? Because you described...
Yes. Well, yeah,
one
that's what
round
it is.
Now, if we're mid-round, if
Right.
we're the third thing in the round,
Right.
then we need to be the third thing in the round next time.
Right. So if Willie starts things off, and then we do Lady and then Merkin, some monsters, and Ava, when Willie comes back, if he's the first one in the round, and then Fred would go next, and then when Willie comes back, then we'd call advanced round. So that's just tracking the number right here. So what's happening is the number's coming up, but we don't really want to do the check just there, because that's only going to happen when we start the official round. That's you were suggesting this might be. What we really want to do is we want to, I think, hook into here. Like that. That's what I think we want to do. And we want to... I think I want to call player starting turn. Like this. Yeah. Right here. Let's declare that. Pop it down to the bottom. Now we got this round reminders here. And I think I'm just going to, I don't know, my first inclination is a 4 each on it. But, you want to go backwards. I really want that CodeRushed feature. Round reminders of I. And I suppose I should sort these as well, although I'm not anticipating any performance issues here. CodeRush bug. Let me report that. CodeRush. Issue start. All right, kids, you want to back up about a couple seconds to see this bug. Let's get you the logs as well. And I'm going to call this bug. I don't even remember what I hit. I'm not sure what key I was hitting. I think I hit declare local, but I'm not sure. Declare local. And let's put the bug out there. So now let's take a look at what we got here. Let me undo what I did here. Let's try it again one more time. Declare local. That worked. So the time before it kind of resulted in that. So you've got the logs, guys. You can take a look at that, see what happened. Take a look at that, what I was doing. Apparently not reproducible. Okay, let's try one more time to reproduce it though. Let's just come in here. It was initially, I think, this. And I had it like that. And then I came in and said SI, and then hit the CodeRushed key, declare local. Yeah, it didn't reproduce. So, okay. So now we've got that round reminder here, and we want to say, okay. Let's do one other check here. I want to make sure that active creature is set before starting turn 4. Are we calling that from our... We're calling it from character start turn. No, come on. I need the game to do this. I need game to be calling that. Looks like we're a little bit... Okay, creature taking action.
Hey, Mark.
My teammate is abandoning you.
Oh.
What is he
That-
talking about?
That's such a harsh way to put it. Will has
Why-
perhaps spotted my attempts to manipulate volume of
The
music.
volume?
Yeah. Sadly, 'tis that time of day again. I must leave you.
All right, buddy.
But I will be back tomorrow, same time.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
right.
All right, buddy.
Hope this proceeds a little better than it is just at the moment. But yeah, I think
We're almost there.
right direction, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye, Rory. Thanks so much, buddy. Glad you are here.
He's awesome.
That's what we say to Rory.
Awesome contribution.
Excellent, Rory. Thanks for jumping in. All right, let's get back to see what was going on here. What we need is active creature. We need to make sure active creature is set. Starting turn 4 is oddly called down inside of character, back up here to game. It's odd, and weird. It's the only place it's called in character.start turn. Is character.start start turn called from game? I don't know. Let's see. Let's just tab the next reference. Nope. It's just called in these two places here. So I've got some test case code written here. And I think what we need is we're going to need to pop this up into creature taking action. Is what I think we're going to have to do. Like this. And this is a creature. It's not going to want a player going in here. But that's okay. We can change this. I'm going to just kill this because we're going to need to change this parameter. Change this creature. Like this. Creature like this. All right, so starting turn 4. This should now work. Starting turn for player. That is now going to set that. I want to go back over here. This start turn is only called from this test function, combat test. So I'm going to just give this a new name, test start turn, so that we know that we're not confusing this with anything else we need to call from the game, for example. Okay, so now we're going to set active creature, which means down in here we'll be able to check against the active creature right here. Player starting turn. Although starting turn for wait. Yeah, we're getting on too many of these together here. Let's take this. Jump back. Let's go in here instead. And now let's check to see hey, if round reminder dot creature equals creature, okay, and round reminder dot round point equals round point dot start. Good so far. Then we want to. Is there anything else we need? Oh, and the round number. It's got to match too. and round number equals round index. If that's the case, then we want to do two things. We want to say tell DM, tell Dungeon Master. We want to send it the message, the reminder message, and we want to remove us from the list. Say remove at I. Like that. Then I want to, let's extract all this into its own method. And this is going to be send reminders. And let's take this round point.start and make it a parameter. So we just hit the CodeRushed key. Oh, really? CodeRushed doesn't give me this? Promote to parameter. I guess I'm going to have to select it first. Introduce constant, local constant. I don't even want that as a constant. Let's remove that. Now do I have CodeRushed available? Promote to parameter. That's what I wanted right there. So round point, and then we're just going to say point like this. Okay? And so now we can send reminders at the start of the round for this creature, starting turn 4. And similarly, right here, end turn reset state, we want to have something called ending turn for player. Which looks like we already have it. And we want to change this to a creature. Where's this called from? Oh wait. This I bet is called only from test messages. No? Oh, I see. It's there. Okay, we're okay there. All right, so I'm okay with that. Let's go back to where we were. Ending turn from player. And in ending turn for we want to, what's the thing called with reminders? Send reminders for the creature. And the end point, the round point is going to be the end. So that'll be at the end of the person's turn. And let's just double check. We got this called here. What's going on here? What about descendants? Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, just put a to-do in there so we can solve that. And now, so go back to send reminders. And are we done? Is this going to work? And then we remove it. I think this might work. Let's take the send reminders. I'm going to move this down to here. So we're close in this space to where all these pieces are. Let's also, this is a nested class. These are nested. I'm going to take these out so they're easier to find in their own files. We've typed a file. There goes round point. What folder is this in? Space-time. There it is right there. I think I've got an enums folder right there. I'm going to drag this up into enums. Okay, there's round point in enums. And round reminder. Let's move this. Move that type to file. That's there. Yeah, that has to do with space-time. Totally fine with it being right there. That's perfect. Okay. So let's set a breakpoint here. Let's set a breakpoint here. Let's run. Okay, initialize player data.
Merkin.
What? I did a wild magic roll and I got a send reminders call? Oh, I know why. Sorry. Because I'm doing it all no matter what. I want a breakpoint there. Okay. So dice rolling are working.
Here comes the lightning. Red.
Okay. Let's clear those dice. And let's go enter the rage. Seven. That I think does not need a reminder, and we can confirm that because over here we're seeing that the message on deactivation is set. So that means let's advance the clock by 10 minutes. That message should come out. Where is that? Yeah, time to pull out the awesome stuff. Correct. Here we go. So here we go, right here. Fred stopped Wild Surge raging. That's out there. Let's come back in here. Do it again. 2. Fred can no longer teleport, so that's not what we want. Add a minute. Thanks, Fred's back. Fred, buddy. You okay? All right. Let's add a minute. Get out of that, and we're going to say let's rage again. Nope. Same one. Let's add a minute. And let's do a rage again. 1. No deactivation message. Oh, but there's nothing. This is that special one. That just has immediate damage here, I think. Okay, so let's do another rage. Let's rest so we get our rages back. 3. I think this one is one of the breakpoints. There we go. Okay, so if the duration is 1 round, is that right? Oh, shoot, what's the duration? End of turn. Okay. Ah, this will totally work. So for 3, but I need another parameter. I'm gonna kill the app and I'm gonna add another parameter. We want the round point. I'm gonna pass in round point right here. We can totally make this work, I think. End of turn, right? Yeah. We can. Round point. Done. And then we're going to come down here and do this. So we'll default it to that. end of turn. And so now we're going to say the offset is 0 rounds, so we want to be in the same one. And we're going to say round point dot end. And I think that'll work for end of turn. Let's set a breakpoint there and a breakpoint here. And let's try running again. Looks like Alucard's not doing too well anymore. All right. Let's initialize player data. Okay, let's come up here. Wild Surge Rage. 3. I think we get a breakpoint on 3. No breakpoint? What was 3? There's no rage deactivation message. I forget 3. All Flintlight Spirits. Add a reminder, we should have gotten one. End of turn. What's going on? Somehow that didn't match. That looks correct to me. Shoot. All right. Well, we'll do it again. Duration is 1 round. Cool, cool, cool. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's got quotes around it. That's why we're not matching it. I think I want to do, I think I want to evaluate it. Is that the best way to get the string, the quotes removed off of it? I think it is. I think that's the best thing to do. Let's try that. Throw it out again. Now much better. So now we're going to get that 1-1 matching, and now we're going to go in here, tell DM in this many rounds. The active creature is null. That's not good. Maybe it's set here. Hi, here because C1 retweet. I've not asked too much. What kind of project are you working on? Some .NET Core, WPF, or web? Oricon, welcome. I'm here. We are here working on a WPF app, C#, and there's also some TypeScript in the background. It's for Dungeons and Dragons. So at the moment, we're actually working on an expression engine that's evaluating this block of code that's in a spreadsheet, right now for the rules of Dungeons and Dragons. So that's kind of what we're doing at this point, and we're setting up specifically working on reminders so we can add reminder from the spreadsheet, and then in a certain amount of time, for example, we've got like right here 1 round right there. When that time expires, then this reminder will be sent to the Dungeon Master. So that's what we're working on right now in the counting of the rounds. What I've noticed though is that active creature is null, and I'm wondering if we have a sequencing problem here and that we're ending a turn and setting active creature to null and then calling starting turn maybe? I don't know. Starting turn for starting turn for, why is active creature null? So let's see. Well, let's put a breakpoint here where we set active creature to null. Set a breakpoint here as well. Yeah, we got some cool die effects and things like that. Lots of special effects in here. So active creature's null. This is gonna be useless, this reminder at this point. Let's see if we can figure out why active creature is not. Let's restart everything. I'm just gonna reinitialize the player data.
Willie Fred.
And let's do the Wild Surge Rage. At this point, we should see a breakpoint hit. Send reminders. Why this before? Okay, I think I know what the problem is. Creature taking action is called when we cast a spell, will attack, and if we target a creature, and from here, it's called an activate shortcut. We should totally be calling it from here. Let's set a breakpoint here and a breakpoint here. Let's see what's going on. Continue. Okay, now wait. Now we're saying starting turn for, and now this is, here's Fred coming in, the barbarian, but this is too late. It needs to be called sooner. Send reminders. What's my call stack look like? Where am I coming from? Click. Activate shortcut. Creature taking action right there. Okay, that makes sense. Start turn 4. So now our send reminder is well, this is the sending reminders piece, okay. Let me refresh. I'm going to refresh the player data here. We're going to come out and
Fred.
And let's do one more time. At this point, we'll see what breakpoint I hit when I do this. Okay, there's what I want. I want that. Just F10ing past all of these. Good. Creature taking action. So this, if first player is not null, hold on, we need to reset first player to null. Get ready to play. Where are we calling this from? Test case, test case, test case, test case, test, 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 test. Lots of test cases. Spell tests. Just hitting tab to next reference from the game. That's it. Okay, kids, this is part of the problem. We need to call this from once we initialize the player data. So let's go find that function. There it is right there. Okay, I want to call game get ready to play before I add any players to it. In fact, does get ready to play clear the alarms? Because it really should. It does not. Let's clear all the alarms from that as well. Let's take both of these lines of code. I think it's clearing all the players, but let's go clear all the alarms. Yeah, there it is. There's the line that clears the players. That, so we don't need that anymore. And then clear all alarms. Yep, cool. Sweet. So get ready to play. This should now clear out that. Let's run again. Ooh, and get ready to play. I also want to come in here and I want to say, hey, round reminders.clear. Something like that. Okay. All right, run. 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 All right. Okay, let's do one more time. I'm going to initialize player data. Click on play.
Willie Shaker.
Let's do Wild Surge Rage. Should see some breakpoints here. All right, there's that one. Good. Run. This part should, there we go. Creature taking action. Excellent. And starting the round. Excellent. That's what we want. First player is equal to that, so we know the first player. Okay. And now we're going to come in here, start turn reset state, and then starting turn for player. Here, set reminders. Send reminders, I mean. This should be totally empty, so cool. I think we can clear this almost and run it. Now, active creature should be non-null. All right, so now we need to send a reminder in one round. So let's run, get down there and build that. So here's our reminder we're building. And we've got an active creature now, finally. That's what we wanted. There's a reminder, and we've added the reminder. Okay, now, to do a round, we need somebody else to take a turn. So I'm going to come in here and have Willie fire lightning bolt. We'll clear this one right here. Clear that as well. That appears to be working now. Send reminders. I'm only going to set a breakpoint down here if we find a reminder. And so we're sending this, ending the turn. That's okay. Active creature going to null. That's okay now. Here comes the firebolt.
Oh, that's a hit, but barely.
Not much damage on that. That's okay. Now, if we go back to Fred, that's a round. And now Fred does something like, say, Hungry Jaws. Send reminders. Sweet. Look at this. We found a reminder. And the reminder message, blinded creatures from Fred's Wild Surge Radiance can now see. Send that. Boom. And if we go check, there it is right there. The Dungeon Master gets a message when Fred's round, when his round has completed. Is that right to say that? When one round has completed. So it starts when Fred has his turn, and it ends when Fred has his turn. So that's what's going on there. That's what we were looking for, is that message going on. With that, kids, I'm going to end the show. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I will check this in probably a little later today. Let's go see who's out there that we're following. Who is from the Live Coders team? I got to send you over to Michael Jolly, because this guy is like so good. All right, here we go. We're going to raid you. Genesco 7 says, good show. Well, thank you.
Awesome!
Yeah. All right, whoops. Getting a preview here. It's that local Costa Rican language. Well, Bennett, thanks for showing up. Genesco 7, thanks for being here. Hugo, thanks for being with us today. Oracan, thanks for showing up. Good to have you. Yeah, we're here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Let your friends know. Give us a follow, and we'll see you. I'm going to send you guys over to Michael Jolly right now. Have a good day, everybody. When's the move? I don't know, like November, December, maybe. We're building 2 container homes on it, and it kind of depends on when those are done. And the second thing is depends on when we can get fiber optic to this location, because fiber optic is super important, and I don't think I can go back to something less than what I've got. So that's also dependent on the local cable company, who does not have fiber optic there yet, but has promised us that they're going to get it in a couple months, something like that. All right. Yeah, Docker is everywhere, says Hugo. All right, kids, we'll see you tomorrow.